And we're just about halfway through our Celebrate Cities fun this morning. Rob has been having a blast enjoying all things Poplarville, as you can see. Hey Rob, how's it going over there?
Hey, good morning, Ansley. It is going phenomenally well. I'm in Poplarville. Man, I don't know if I want to leave or go back home. Or anybody up for adoption? I mean, adopting a grown man, is that kind of odd? No, we're in Poplarville. We're having a good time. We're here at Main Street Coffee Company. There's Lily in the background. That's Lily. We've been saying hi to Lily all morning long. Lily doesn't want to necessarily be on camera. More importantly, she doesn't want to talk, so she doesn't want to be famous. I'm going out of my way to make her infamous.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, folks, joining me is Dr. John Grant. Dr. Grant, local historian, right?
To some degree, I suppose, yes.
Well, yeah. You've lived here for quite some time, haven't you?
I have, since we moved here as a small boy.
Okay, so real quick, Doc, before we get into some of the local history stuff here, tell us about yourself. Where did you move from prior to this?
Moved from North Mississippi, but I moved here when I was 7, so I've been here almost all my life. That was a long time ago.
All right, so 7. We're going to leave the year out of that equation. Doc, how has your life been down here in Pearl River County? I mean, what did you do throughout the course of your lifetime? You're a doctor, a PhD,
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Well, I taught for a good many years. Actually started just north of where you are at WXXV at Harrison Central. Moved to Poplarville to teach, and then ended up at Pearl River College. Taught there for quite a few years, and then moved over into administration and retired as vice president a few years ago.
Excellent. So what have you been doing to keep busy since? Not saying that you need to keep busy, just curious.
Just about anything that doesn't pay me. So
is that what I have to look for? I mean, it's a long ways away. You see way down in the horizon, Doc? I mean, you see that tree. Go past that tree, and that's where my retirement is. But is that what I've got to look forward to?
No, you can do whatever you want to do. And I had some chances to work, but I didn't need to and didn't choose to. So
that's
I do what I want to do most days.
I love the fact that you have that freedom, liberty to do that. All right, Doc. Well, you're one of the leading authorities, in my eyes anyway. We've talked a little bit about Poplarville, Jim Poplar, the name, where it came from, where it derived and all that. But tell us about some of your personal history, things you have seen throughout the course of your lifetime here in Poplarville and Pearl River County.
Poplarville has been pretty stable throughout the years. A lot of small towns have declined, but Poplarville, largely due to two things. It's the county seat of Pearl River County, and it's the home of Pearl River Community College. And those two things have helped Poplarville avoid the decline that a lot of small towns have experienced in this area.
We're also talking about the Blueberry Festival this year. It's big 40. 40 years they've been doing this. Yeah, we're going to be coming up not this weekend, next weekend to follow up and see how things are going. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. We also have a couple of other folks that are going to be joining us with historic bed and breakfast and things of that nature. How have you seen Poplarville change, but at the same time stay the same over several decades where technology age has really bloomed?
As I say, it's been very stable. It has not undergone drastic change of any sort, but it's sort of matured and expanded to some degree into the surrounding area, but hasn't changed dramatically. And I think that's one of the appeals of it, that it's remained a small town.
You know, when I got here, I was talking and they were telling me about the one red light in town on 26th and Main Street. Is that really indeed true?
It is true. In fact, there could be more, but again, we were talking to Shirley over here a minute ago. We were both aldermen for quite a few years. Had the opportunity to have more traffic lights and chose not to go that route.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, as far as growth, and we know things change, Doc, how has growth changed the lifestyle here from, let's say, back in the 80s and back in the 90s, where the age of technology, the age of instantly having information and being in touch with somebody in Japan, how has it changed with growth since that time frame? Are you losing the small town charm? I guess that's what I'm asking.
I don't think we have. I think it's pretty much remained. We've managed to maintain that here.
Okay. Well, Doc, we appreciate you joining us this morning. It was a pleasure talking to you about your personal knowledge and history growing up in the area and how things have progressed throughout Poplarville. Let me ask you this one question before we've got to go. My producer's telling me we've got about 30 seconds. Tell me something iconic about Poplarville that people here in the local southern 6 counties may not know about Poplarville, that they may say, wow, I've got to go check them out. Is there something along those lines?
Something that I actually learned rather recently. Poplarville was a place before the railroad came through.
Huh.
It was actually had a name. It was the community of Poplarville. A lot of people think the railroad gave the name to the local station, but it was already named. The other towns up and down the railroad from New Orleans to Meridian were named by the New Orleans and Northeastern Railroad in the early 1880s. Poplarville was a place, as far as we know, in the 1870s. We don't know exactly when it was chartered. We've been unable to find that. The records don't exist.
Okay.
But in the early 1880s, but it was a place before that. So that's something unique along this stretch of railroad from New Orleans to Meridian.
All right. Well, Doc, we certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. It was a pleasure meeting you and a pleasure talking to you. Folks, we're here in Poplarville, the Main Street Coffee Company, talking all things fun, informative about Poplarville and the local area. We're going to have more coming up in just a bit, but reporting live from the Main Street Coffee Company in Poplarville, Mississippi. For WXAV News 25 Celebrate Cities, I'm Rob Knight.